Hello and welcome to my experiment video where we will be trying the solar oven and seeing how well it works. So we have two containers of water here. Both of them are filled with 1/3 cup of water, and we'll be putting one inside the solar oven as the experimental container of water, and the other one will stay on the outside as the control group. So let's get started. Okay, now that it's all set up, we will be checking in every 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes time, I'll do a check-in with my thermometer. Okay, so we're back again at the 5-minute mark to see how hot it has gotten. So on this one here, we have 97.6 degrees Fahrenheit. And on this one on the inside, if we read it properly, we are at 104.3 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, and we're back again here at the 10-minute mark, and we're going to check the temperature differences. So the first control group is at 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And the second one here, if we read it very carefully, we could see it's at about 105 degrees Fahrenheit, showing that our solar oven is okay. And we're back once again at the 15-minute mark, and let's check the temperatures. So this first one here is at about 101 degrees Fahrenheit, and the second one here about 106 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so we're back again now at the 20-minute mark to see how hot these things have gotten. So this first control group over here is at about 102 degrees Fahrenheit, but this one here, the experimental group, is at about 111 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a pretty big jump, showing that our solar oven is working very effectively. So once again at the 25-minute mark, we're back to test the temperatures. So the control group here is at about 104 degrees Fahrenheit, and this one here inside the box, the experiment, is at about 115 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so we're back at the 30-minute mark, and we're going to check the temperatures of both of these. So the first one here, the control group, is at about 108 degrees Fahrenheit. So pretty good for that one. And our experiment in the solar oven here, about 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so we're back to measure the temperatures again. This is the 35-minute mark. Let's see. So this first one here is at about 110 degrees Fahrenheit. And this one over here, the experimental one, is at about 124 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so we're back here again at the 40-minute mark to check the two temperatures again. So this control group over here, about 111.5 degrees Fahrenheit. And the other one here, the experimental group, about 128 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're back again here at the 45-minute mark, and let's test the temperatures. So the control group over here is about 113 degrees Fahrenheit, while this one here, the experiment, is about 132 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so back again to test the temperature of the water at the 50-minute mark. The control group over here is at about 115.3 degrees Fahrenheit, while our experiment group over here is about 140 degrees Fahrenheit. So a decent jump for the experiment. Okay, and we're back at the 55-minute mark to retest these temperatures and see which one's hotter. This is the second to last time, so let's start. So our control group over here is at about 117 degrees Fahrenheit, and the experiment is about 143 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, we're back here for the final test at 60 minutes. So Our control group reached a final temperature of 118 degrees Fahrenheit, while our experiment here in the solar oven reached a final temperature of 146 degrees Fahrenheit, showing that our experiment was successful and the solar oven is in fact much better than just the sun alone. Here we have the table that shows exactly what the temperature was for both the control and experimental groups at the same time, and exactly which time benchmark it was when the temperature was taken. And you can compare the differences here and see which one was more efficient, and in every single category, as you could clearly see, it was the solar oven. As you can see, the solar oven started off a bit slowly and ramped up over time, because originally it was only slightly hotter than the control group and was only getting slightly hotter at a time, relatively meagerly. However, as I think the sun began to rise more and become hotter, the solar oven started to take off and started to heat up a lot faster, and you can see that towards the end when it started to heat up insanely. And at the end of this experiment, I actually tried putting my finger into both of them, and the control group was kind of warm, it was a little bit hot, you could tell, but the experiment was actually like really, really hot to the point where my finger was kind of burning. Hello, this will be experiment number 2 with the egg. So we have a raw egg over here in a small dish and the solar oven, and we're gonna cook this egg in the solar oven. So right now is 9:47 a.m. and this should be, when this finishes, I will check the time again and I'll tell you exactly how long it took to cook the egg in my solar oven. So I'm gonna put the egg in my solar oven now. Okay, the egg is now in my solar oven. I'm gonna keep watch over it, and when it finishes, I will be back and I'll show you what the egg looked like before and what it looks like now, after the egg finishes cooking in the solar oven. Okay, so it has been about 2 hours and 8 minutes. Right now is 11:55. And we started 9:47. So it has been 2 hours and 8 minutes, and the egg seems about cooked. I'm gonna take it out and see how it is. So as you could see, after the 2 hours and 8 minutes, the egg is cooked pretty well. Thank you for watching.